Well, greetings, friends. Ted here, out in the provincial park east of where I live. I'm at Brereton Lake. Believe it or not, it doesn't even show up on the GPS on my vehicle. There you go. Sorry I'm in the shade, but I didn't want the camera facing into the sun. Okay, so made it out because of a storm yesterday. Got 1 3/4 inches of rain. Stayed home. I booked this campground through Manitoba Parks electronic reservation service, and that's turned out well as well. So, what have I got to report today? Well, today I went out whole hog. Yeah, let's turn it this way, shall we? Okay, now believe it or not, that was lunch. Now it's a half pouch serving per person. I shared this breakfast skillet, and I gotta admit, the scent when you put the hot water to it, wow. And I gave it about 10 minutes or thereabouts, 9 to 10 minutes before opening the pack. I followed the directions and worked well. Now, was it enough for a full meal? I think so, if you're not active. The way I felt comfortable when I finished it. Delicious. It was not salty as some freeze-dried meals are. It did not taste salty at all. And in actual fact, yes. I know I have one more envelope like this at home in my box of meals for hiking and camping, and I'm going to get that over there to get the reflection gone. What did I use? Well, of course, my camper, I have kettle with whistle. Now, I let it heat until it was whistling, okay, totally boiling. I measured exactly 1.5 cups as it calls for, stirred it up with my long Tokes. I'm sure, I gotta admit, I sure appreciate this one better than when I tried the sporks that were not polished. Okay, this long handle Tokes totally fits to the bottom, and there's how much sticking out the top, so you can eat out of it, no problem. The Tokes, yes, definitely, it has got to be one of my favorites. I prefer the titanium spork, where it's a fork at one end and a spoon at the other. Anyway, the cooking duties were carried out today with my friendly Svea. And yes, I put the pot spans outwards because of the size of that kettle. It sat on it very well, no problem. Worked great. I brought extra fuel with me. Now, what I didn't, I misplaced my alcohol for priming, so that's fine. I used a straw and took fuel out of the tank. Worked great. This little guy more and more has got my respect, so that went well. Now, what I did was my bag that I use, this old camouflage bag, you've seen it before, right? I packed it differently. Mostly it's got coffee stuff. It's got water. It's got 2 French presses in it. Bug dope, sanitizer, coffee. It's already pre-ground. I ground it this morning. And other goodies in it as well. It turned out great. And so, this is day 1. Tomorrow will be day 2, and I'll be heading homeward, and that's fine. It's the first time getting out this year. Every time I've wanted to come out camping, bad weather. Just didn't give in. Even though it said possible rain this afternoon, it didn't say thunderstorms. No weather warnings when I left home, so I came. And with that, of course, we're going to keep everything nice and neat here in the campground and enjoy just sitting out here in the shade of the camper. Or, of course, we could pick the shade of a mighty fine pine tree over there. Oh, it's a monster. I'd say about 15 inches in diameter at its base. And not real tall, but the limbs really go out. And I'm not recognizing that style because it tends to have the orange, really orange to the bark color on the limbs, not the trunk. So we'll pop back in and let you know how things go off and on, and that will take care of everything. We might even get a chance to make some comments on my Camperoo tent trailer, which I must admit I can always comment that it tows magnificently behind my Jeep. So we're going to have a good visit there, and once I get home, I'll try and edit this thing on the phone this time using Filmora app for the phone. I've got it registered now, so we'll give it a try. Okay, all the best from Brereton Lake in Manitoba. You take care, be safe, and have a great day. For now, I'm gone. Well, good morning, folks. Back with you after finishing breakfast and another trial. Yes, we tried something different again today. So today it is granola strawberry crunch from the Wise Company. Now, what can we say about it? First off, it serves 4. Okay, if you're hungry like me, half a pouch. I made up the whole pouch. They say to put 2 cups of cold water, stir it in it, and stir up until all the powder is missing. I take that's the spices and stuff. I didn't do that. I poured it into boiling water in a saucepan, stirred like crazy, and had the heat down as low as it'll go. I have a Coleman 2-burner propane stove. Turned it right down, so just barely the odd bubbles coming through. And of course it thickened up as I expected. I brought milk along, and that worked great. So, what do I think of it? Yes, rolled oats with strawberries and sweet whey milk. And it was fantastic. What else did we use this week? Well, made my second pot. Now this is a Bodum, and I fill it to about here with water. 6 scoops that came with it, and I know some people don't like scoops, but when you're camping, scoops are just fine. Okay, fantastic cup of coffee. Now I must give a heads up, thanks to International Delight. In my fridge I had their creamer, French vanilla, and I had hazelnut. Not enough for either one, so I put them in Contigo coffee thermos back up here. Okay, this one I like because it's got a lock on the top, so you can't push the button, the valve. Okay, still got enough left for what's left of the coffee. Surplus coffee, you've seen this mug before, in there. They recommend putting coffee in a thermos or something like that, not leaving it in the French press. So it's been great. Good night's sleep. We had rain last night, and our tent trailer did not give us a bit of problems. Matter of fact, we can just barely see it over my shoulder a bit there. Let's see if we can do there. There we go. Okay, that is my Camperoo, made in Wetaskiwin, Alberta, Canada, and modified quite a bit. I added a water tank with a structure around it to protect it from rocks on the highway. I added a 65 watt solar panel, a 20 amp controller, and a battery. And with that, I added two LED lights inside. Perfect. Well, so that's it for this expedition. Glad you could join me. And once I get home, I'll try carrying on editing with the software. I tested a couple little short clips I had last night from previous days, and it did merge them okay. We'll see what we can do with the rest of it. Anyway, take care. Enjoy the summer while you get the chance. Today it's cloudy, mostly, but there's blue sky and a horizon too. Anyway, it's the end of the camping trip for me. I'll be heading home probably in a couple, 3 hours or so at the most. And then it's, of course, time to clean up all the things that don't get washed up here. Clean everything all up and pack them away in their tubs. And we're ready for the next time out. Thanks for coming with me. Please, if you would, like, share, subscribe. And comments, welcome. Always. Especially good suggestions. I always appreciate them. And for coffee, mustn't forget to give honors there to DeLuca's Warehouse in Winnipeg, Manitoba. 6 different bean varieties in the blend, and it's an Espresso Supremo blend. And I use it for everything. Love that coffee so much. There's others I like also, but this is Old Faithful. And with that, adieu.